good mother effing morning. I don't want to be cursing on here. It's currently 9:32 a.m. It's so rainy out here and stuff, but I'm up. I usually wake up earlier than this and go to Spot, but let myself relax a little bit because I deserve it, and I've been really anxious for the past few days. So I'm like, oh, let me just chill a little bit before I go to Spot. So I got to do that. And last night my asthma was acting up, so my breathing is a little off today. Throughout these videos of Vlogmas, I'll tell you guys more about my health stuff, because I feel like it's very important that I bring awareness to a lot of diseases that I now have, which are hypertension, histamine intolerance, which is rare, but it's becoming more common because of all the chemicals in our food and all the medications that people are on, that it really messes with our stomach. So histamine intolerance is becoming so, like, it's becoming more mainstream, because before it was so rare. Like, even now it's still kind of rare in some areas. Like, some doctors still don't even know about it, but I feel like it's very important because some people have all these symptoms and they're taking like 3 different antihistamines and they're not diagnosed with anything besides like, oh, pollen allergies. But if you have pollen allergies, you shouldn't be on 3 different antihistamines, you know? Unless you're laying in pollen every night and sleeping in pollen, then maybe you would be on 3 different types of antihistamines. But I just want to be able to shed light on things like that. And then also about asthma. A lot of people have asthma. A lot of people don't understand asthma, because like for me personally, like I said before in my snaps, I never had anyone make an action plan for me for my asthma situation. When I was diagnosed with it, when I went to 2 different pulmonologists, nobody gave me an action plan. I just went online, looked up what an asthma action plan consisted of, and made one for myself. So it's kind of like, I feel like doctors can't teach you everything, but I feel like an asthma plan is very important, because people can die from asthma attacks, especially if they don't know what to do. I don't know, maybe if the doctors just thought that I was smart enough to do it on my own, which I did, but I did bring it up to my pulmonologist up here. I let him know, like, hey, like, I don't really know when to use my inhaler, because like with me, whenever I felt like I was getting like short of breath or like I couldn't breathe right for a few days, I'll just call my doctor and be like, yo, can I get some prednisone? But he told me that it's best for me to take my inhaler more often than to be put on prednisone, because the prednisone can do more damage to your body. But to me, I don't want to take the rescue inhaler so much, because with my research that I've done, a lot of people die because they overuse their inhaler. So someone can be like, oh my god, like I can't breathe, let me get my rescue inhaler, take the bronchodilator, which is albuterol. Usually I'm on albuterol, and it doesn't work. Take another 2 puffs, it doesn't work. So they still can't breathe because the body got so used to that medication and for that relief constantly. So that's why in my head I was always like, oh, just jumping the gun to prednisone. But that's my little story about asthma and stuff like that. Throughout the videos, like I said, I'll inform you guys more about stuff, because I feel like it's very, very important. And especially now, like, so much is available to us online to do our own research. So I feel like we should all be so proactive in our health, especially when we have the time. Like, I have the time to look at stuff like that. And especially when you don't feel good. If you don't feel good and you don't have the time, you need to make the time, because clearly whatever the doctor is doing is not working for your body specifically. And the thing is about hypertension and asthma, there's certain protocols that they have to go through. Like, they don't just start you on like the highest med. So it's just little by little, and you have to try different meds, because everything doesn't work for everybody. So for example, like with hypertension, when I got diagnosed, the medication process started with a diuretic. If a diuretic doesn't work, then they put you on a calcium channel blocker. If the calcium channel blocker doesn't work, then they put you on a beta blocker. So it was a step-by-step process like that. And sometimes it takes a little while longer for them to figure out what works for you. And for some people, you need to be on multiple medications to control your hypertension. So I'll stop rambling right there. I'm gonna be at Spot in a few, and I'm just gonna go study for most of the day, guys.
Germs. They're really good germs. Oh yeah,
My hair looks so crazy.
perhaps that's bad.
I have on my Christmas shirt today.
Most days I think it is, yeah. Although I have a bad habit of listening to
So I'm just watching some videos about chest tubes, and I'm typing out my alternative experience. My alternative clinical experience for nursing 200, because I was able to do a rotation in the ER last week, and it was so much fun. I felt like I was in a movie. So
step by step.
Yeah. And then I need to go back to studying my package.
I
didn't brush my hair today. Right now, it's around 1 o'clock. This morning, I had some 50% less salt potato chips with my nettle tea and melanin oil in it to help with my breathing. And now, since it's lunchtime, I'm gonna grab some food from my favorite place. Bam! I got to meet the owner of this restaurant. He owns this one, he owns Downtown Social, and he owns the Bourbon Room out here in Glens Falls, and all of them are just so good. I never been to the Bourbon Room because I don't drink, but Downtown Social is so good. They have the best cheesecake. Like, if you like desserts but you don't like sweet chemical tasting desserts, that's the place to go. Like, the cheesecake is so good. It's not like Cheesecake Factory, because I had Cheesecake Factory cheesecake the other day. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, you saw that I got 5 slices of cheesecake because that just has been my thing lately. And cream cheese isn't high in histamine, so it's easier for me to eat that and for me to hopefully not have any reactions. That compared to key lime pie at Tula's back at home in Bayshore, it's just such a big difference. Like you can taste the chemicals. If you stop eating chemicals for a long time, or if you eat right for a while, when you eat something again, sometimes it tastes good, and like if you keep eating it, you'll get used to it. But most of the time, if you taste it again, it tastes like chemicals. So like that key lime cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory, I'll probably have it again, but it's not something that I would want to have multiple times. Like the key lime pie from Tula's, I can eat like 5 of them in one day because it's fresh and it doesn't taste like chemicals. Like, it tastes like regular lime and some cream cheese, not too sugary. Not too sugary, is that even a word? Not too sweet. But yeah, so now I'm about to have some firewood roasted chicken wings and some french fries and some arugula and red onion, and that's gonna be my lunch. That's probably all I'm gonna eat for the rest of the day because I need to go back and study, and that's a big meal for me. So yeah, I hate having to pump my own gas. Look at me, I have stuff in my teeth. I'm so full. I still can't believe that I'm eating chicken, you guys. Like, I was so pro-vegetarian for so many years, and then just had to start eating chicken because it helps with the production of DAO enzyme, which helps with histamine intolerance. So I mean, at this point, I think it has been helping that I've been eating the chicken, because even though I have reactions to certain foods still, they're not as bad as they used to be, like when I was really sick in March. I need to live in Jersey where you can't pump your own gas, basically. They always pump your gas for you. But here in New York, some places do it. Most of the places upstate do not. So I always have to do it myself unless someone offers to do it for me. Or if I have a friend who would offer to do it for me. Because I'm lazy. It has been a long day of pure studying between Spot and the water. So after I left Spot, I grabbed my food and then I sat by the water for a little bit and I ate. And usually when I eat, I don't like to read and stuff. So when I eat, I try to watch like a little show so I can have some type of break. So I started watching Love at First Flight from Lifetime. And that was pretty interesting. But my body is just tired. My heart is a little trippy because I had fries today and I told them to be light on the salt, but it wasn't really light on the salt. So, but they weren't really bad, so I still ate them. But like I said, my heart's a little trippy. I need to take my next dose of heart meds probably around like 8, so that should help calm it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm just tired, guys, but this is what I do all day, like just study. That's how crazy last semester of nursing school is, because on Monday is the 3rd exam, and then on Friday I take a HESI exam. So basically that exam is gonna let me know how I'm doing and how prepared I am for the NCLEX, being a last semester student. When I took it on my 3rd semester, I did really well. So hopefully I'll do well this time around, but we'll see. I just got to keep on doing a bunch of questions and that will help me. So I'm about to head back into Spot now, get some tea per usual, and get back to studying. My skin is so pale now. Like, you can really tell with this camera. Because you guys know in the summertime I was super duper tan because I was tanning every single day. I'm gonna finish doing some questions. So, oh, here are my earplugs. So I label like all my chapters that I have to do. And then over here too. Probably around 10 I'll go by the water and meditate, and then I'll head home. And I have to do a whole bunch more questions. I did like almost 200 questions today. So I just gotta keep going, prepare myself. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram at HelloKathleenGreen, Snapchat RoundKathleen, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm so happy I get to see you guys every single day for December.